public school,
A private
but
school?
yeah, no, it was a public school, but not, like you go the first 7 years. It's after you finish the
High
six,
school.
yeah, the high school.
Okay. So you went to high school in
I
Berlin?
went to high school. I had private teachers,
Mhm.
and I cannot complain.
What did you do for fun when you went to high school in Berlin?
Or we played soccer. I was the captain of the team. We played. British soldiers. We played. We played. How you call it? Germans. We played. We had the manager was the trainer, not the manager. The trainer was a German, a real German. Yeah. I used to remember his name. I don't remember.
Did you experience any anti-Semitism there in Germany so shortly after the war?
No, for one simple reason, you couldn't, because they were not, how should I say, they were not as free as they used to be, the Germans. In the beginning of '46, I came to Poland to lodge. My brother, just time he was getting, going to get, married, and after, he was doing some business, like I said, with the bakery, and then we saw it was getting a little bit too tight, which it was only 1946. And we went over, we came to Berlin, and we were, in a UNRWA camp.
What's that?
That was how should I say, a relief, organization for the refugees, which, not just for the Jews. And after, 49, we came to the United States. Because the time came up, in 49, because, my mother's brothers, they found out that we are alive, so they sent out, how you call it, to let us in, to the state, huh?
A visa?
A visa, yeah, so we came here.
Who did you come here with?
With my brother.
With your brother?
Yeah, with my brother. After 4 months, or 5 months, I don't remember exactly, I got papers that I have to go and register with the, how you call it, with the draft board.
Because we were in the Korean War then.
Yeah. The general from the division knew already about me, that I speak 5 languages and this and that, all kinds of things. We went to Germany back.
Okay. What did you do in Germany when you got sent back there?
If there were meetings, I used to go, if the general went, or our office went, I went with them, to explain, to translate.
So after you came back from the war, what did you do in America?
And somebody came up, a friend of theirs, not my friend of theirs, a woman, and she said to my sister-in-law and to my brother, I have somebody who wants, to sell a cafeteria. And he bought it, and he was, with a partner. And I bought with him, for partners. After 4 or 5 years, my brother, they had friends, and some friends came to him and they said, Leo, we have real estate. And so my brother figured, real estate is much better, you don't work, so hard, So he quit. He said he doesn't want to have the luncheonette, and he went in, to real estate.
What did you do after
After, I finished, with the luncheonette, I went into the post office.
And you worked at the post
I
office
posted
ever
for
since?
23 years, yeah.
When did you retire from the post office?
It's already by 12 years. When was it? In 95. Yeah, in 95. 2009, that would be like 2-3 years ago, a trip in, to Poland, to lodge. But if I'm going to watch that, if it's going to be, I'm going to go. Not for any special, I'm going for good reason. Maybe I'll recognize somebody, or maybe somebody from my family will recognize me. If I'm alive, maybe he is 81, he's going to live, like me. He survived, because people were going, to Australia, to all kinds of, wherever they could run away when the war was over. When I came back, and to lodge in 45, and I was looking for my friends. There were so many over there, but I couldn't find anyone of them. So I don't know what happened to them, or they left, Poland, and they went to different, countries. They were maybe liberated, but I never heard of them, and I never saw them, and it's already almost 70 years, and I don't know where they are.
Wow, that must have been very difficult.
It is still difficult. It's so many years ago, it's so, 60, 70 years ago. I don't remember, I'm not, that young, that my mind is still working, thank God. But not to to know what that one said, because everybody was interested in himself, because everybody wanted to survive. Wasn't a body that it isn't. But when the war ended, there were a lot they said that they saw that they survived, because they had children, they had grandchildren, they had a wife, and when they came, he was 60 or 67, so he didn't even know where to go. And that was, and it's still, I think until today, that I judge, according to myself, but I still, that they say it was not worth it to go through that to survive.
Do you agree with that?
No.
Why have you decided to share your experiences with us?
In my mind was that I'm benefiting from it. That at least somebody is going, after I'll be gone, once in a while maybe, they'll go to that university, that they will, see a face. I'll be still alive for them.
We definitely will be.
Because I have nobody, to, how should I say, to give it away. So I figured, qualification for the schools are very big, so they're entitled to it.
Well, that's a great thing, and thank you so much for sharing your experiences with
No,
us.
I hope somebody else wouldn't have to share anymore. There were things that that he or she went through. I cannot say I went through the worst person in this world. No, there were a lot of people, a lot of kids that went through 100% more than I did. And I hope that what's going on is the end. That everything, people are going to change and not stay, and not unbelief, God is money, nothing else. But that's false, judgment. And I hope that people will wise up a little bit and see, to improve the world, to improve their own, generation, or the next one generation. That will be an honor.
Is there anything else you want to share with us and with the future generations of students that are going to see this film?
The future generations, in my mind, is the most to be educated, not just educated, but highly, educated. And if you ever believe in, in the 10 Commandments, honor your mother and your father. That's all what I have to say.
This is a photograph of Philip's parents, Ita and Hurst. This was their wedding photo from 1910. Unfortunately, Hurst passed away of starvation in the ghetto, and Ita was sent to the gas chambers upon arriving in Auschwitz. This is a photograph of Philip's sister Bernice. This picture was taken shortly before the war. Unfortunately, Bernice did not survive the Holocaust. She was shot 2 days before liberation when the Nazi guards shot 6,000 women. This is a photograph of Philip in the middle with his friends who he made after the war in Lutz. In this photograph, you see Philip and his brother Leon in Berlin. It was taken in 1946. This is a photograph of Philip with his friends from school in Germany. It was taken after the war. This is a photograph of Philip in 1945, shortly after the war. This picture shows Philip's brother Leon and his wife Terry in 1945. This is a picture of Philip with his nephew Henry in 1947. The picture was taken in Germany. This photo from 1952 or 1953 also shows Henry, a little bit older, with his baby sister Iris. Iris, unfortunately, has passed away. This is called a certificate of incarceration. It lists the camps that Philip was sent to and why he was sent there. It lists as the reason J, Jude. This document is a declaration of intention. It's a document in which Philip changed his name from Fisek Friedenreich to Philip Freid. It also states what he was doing in America and what he intended to do here. These are 3 letters given to Philip Freid by his superiors in the United States Army. They were given to him at the end of his service in commemoration for all of his hard work and dedication to the United States Army. This is a picture of Philip Freid today, when he recently went to Poland to visit his family's grave. He had this grave marker built after the war to say the names of all his family members that died during the Holocaust. His father, who died of starvation in the ghetto, his mother, who was sent to the gas chambers in Auschwitz, and his sister, who was shot. Though his sister's and mother's bodies were never found, his father rests at this gravestone.